Welcome back to a new video. We're out here today making graphics on t-shirts. But today we're making graphics on a tank top, and the graphic that we're putting on the tank top is my own graphic little thing that I do. Even though that I don't promote my thing, it's mostly just for myself and the YouTube channel and the skateboarding. Yeah, I might have sold some, but I'm not out here promoting to where the point is that's where I'm making all of my money from, is from my little brand that I started. We're gonna show you how to do a Plastisol heat transfer. And the way to do a Plastisol heat transfer is, you ask yourself, what's a Plastisol heat transfer? What are you talking about? I screen print, I have to do all this stuff, I have to load the screen up with ink, I have to make sure everything is lined up perfectly, and I might get ink on my clothes, I might get ink on my hands. I'm that person that gets ink everywhere before I get it onto a t-shirt. I got these made a year ago and they're still on point. You know, they still work, they're still going down. I'm making a tank top for myself. I should be getting another tank top here soon. I don't know why the company that I got the tank tops from sent me one tank top in a package when I ordered two, because I was gonna hook my homie up with the same graphic. Here's what you gotta have is a heat press. So I own a clamshell heat press and it's in Celsius. So I have this heat temperature gun to tell me what degree it is for real. And I gotta get it up to 296 Celsius, and that's about 300 to 315 degrees. And right now it's at 125 to 130 degrees. So we gotta get this temperature to get up there so the Plastisol heat transfer stick. I was new at making t-shirts at one time too, until I grew and grew and grew and I built a business, and now I can do my own graphics and still do graphics for, I prefer to doing graphics for people other than myself, and for businesses that are already on some type of platform that people know who they are and what they do. The way this works is the Plastisol heat transfer is, yes, it's Plastisol, so it's made of Plastisol ink, and it's on a special type of transfer paper. I used to make them a while back, last winter. I was making my own, but I've decided that it's way too messy, and like I said, I don't like the ink, and it's easier to get, you know, the transfers made by somebody else, and me just applying them to the t-shirts, or applying them to the tank tops, or applying them to your hats, or applying them to something. Other than actually I'll still format the graphic on the computer and do all that stuff, but I don't do screen printing anymore. I absolutely do not like it. It's an absolutely waste of time for me, so this is the way I do it. The way it works with the Plastisol heat transfer is you do the image backwards on the paper, and then when you flip the paper around on this paper, it looks the right way. But when you look at it the way where it was screen printed this way, it's backwards. But when you put it on your sweatshirt, t-shirt, tank top, hat, socks, whatever, it goes on there the correct way. The way to do it the correct way, instead of having all this stuff wrinkled up on you, you get these things called the transfer pillows. And the way that works is you put this in here just like so, to make it straight, makes it clean. Whatever graphic you're doing, if it's the heat transfer vinyl or the Plastisol heat transfers, this makes it look 10 times better than if you weren't using one of these. And this, I recommend getting some of these because it's way easier to line something up. And then you want to press your tank top or shirt or whatever for like 10 seconds, 15 seconds to get that moisture out. Alright, now this is heated up to the point where we can put the graphic on, and the graphic is right here in my hand. And the way to do that is, because it's pocket graphic, chest print, whatever you want to call it. I'll take a ruler, just because this is what you want to do. You take, if you're new, I don't need to do this, but I'm doing this to show you what you need to do to take the steps to get this stuff on lockdown and all the time, or you don't need to do this. So you take a ruler, and this is what I do for chest prints. I go down 1, 2, 3.5. You take the Teflon tape, save your graphic and save your lines, lining up situation, so you know your graphic is in the same spot at the same time every single time. Now you know your graphic is stuck on there, and this Teflon tape does not hurt the graphic or the shirt whatsoever. You want to put your Teflon sheet over your shirt and your graphic. You want to lay the graphic down for 15 seconds. Saying that Teflon tape does not hurt anything. The graphic will come right off with that tape. Just gotta take the tape off. Now watch, that graphic is on there, and it's on there permanently, and it's never coming off. Watch this. In their life swimwear. So the back is going to be way easier and simpler to do because it's the full back of the tank top. Basically almost all of the whole tank top because it's a full back piece. So the way it's same process. You just want to get this. You don't need to put the Teflon tape on there because it's basically the big square as big as the back, and now we press. 15 seconds. Plastisol heat transfers, in my opinion, 100% better than screen printing. On a tank top though, because this image that I created was made for the back of a t-shirt, so it's square. The next time I do one, instead of how I did it twice and off camera, I did it a third time because there was a corner that wasn't cooperating. So the way that I would do it would be, I would do it once with the pillow, and then I'd flip the shirt upside down because it seems like it's the bottom corner, and flip that shirt upside down and put it in there again and do the corner that it wasn't working on. But it feels, you hear it? It feels, it sounds, well, it is ink. I'm just letting you know that it's a cheaper, easier way than screen printing. 10 times better. The feel, the look, the imagery is 10 times better than screen printing. Even though that these are made, I don't know if these are digitally printed with ink or if they screen print these on the screen printer. They might use an automatic screen press, and an automatic screen press is more accurate than a manual one. I found a screen that I cleaned out, and there's no image on there, but the image is still, you could almost see it a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see it here. So this screen right here, I'm gonna give you an example. Screen printing, you have a screen. So you wanna not use two screens, you wanna make make your life easier, or sometimes it's harder to do with one screen. You got an image for the front of your shirt and you got an image for your back of your shirt. So the way that I used to do screen printing is I used to get these made, get a screen made, get a screen burn. You did the imagery, you take your screen down there, or you get a screen made. It's about 50 bucks a pop, 45 to 50 bucks a pop around my area. And I looked into like California area too. They're about 45 to 50 bucks a pop. So the way that works is, so I got, it says Crusader Skateboards Until Death. I don't know if you can see that. And then up here it says Crusaders since 2008. So this is the back of the shirt, this is the front of the shirt. The way this would work is, if you're doing more than one shirt, you would hit all the backs off. You would do, if you had 10 shirts to do and they were all on the back, I would do all the backs. Then you would have to break this screen down off your press, go to your washout booth, clean your screen. Then you have to wait about 30 minutes for your screen to dry. Then you have to set your screen back up, line it up the way that, make sure that your screen is in there perfect, lined up straight to the chest print or pocket print, wherever you're putting it, because you can put it on a pocket if need be. But this goes right here in the corner, just like the bones. That's where I put that graphic on the tank top. This, I don't know if you can see this graphic, that the image is still kind of in there, even though that I cleaned this screen out. that has to be in there. That takes forever to do. So you do 10 shirts, 50 shirts to back, boom. Then you have to break down your system, take your thing, like I said, take it to the washout booth, clean it, spray it out, make sure there's no ink in there, untape it if you need, because you have to tape the your chest print off, untape it, make sure there's no ink in that image. Sometimes ink gets in that image too while you're squeegeeing down with the ink. Clean up, break down, set up again. Then, like, before all the setup is, you have to wait for it to dry, unless you put it underneath your flash dryer or, you know, set it next to your conveyor belt dryer. Depends on how you screen print. But in my opinion, that I converted back to the old way of me making t-shirts is the way that I was doing t-shirts. I'm going to use this one as an example. His name is on the front, or my son did this one and he kind of messed up, but he put his name on the back. But it's supposed to be where it's at. See, I cut these all out of vinyl, and then I put their image on the back of the shirt. It was the painting company that I did. And if you want to watch more in depth in how I made these t-shirts, I have a video somewhere in the timeline. So if you want to find that video, you should subscribe to the channel. In my opinion, screen printing is outdated and overrated. This way, with the Plastisol heat transfer, or you can get real good with the heat transfer vinyl, you can't tell the difference. People might say, oh, the heat transfer stuff will fall off. I have shirts that I made 10 years plus, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, when I started out doing this, and the t-shirts, yeah, they look old and gross because I skated them and do stuff in them, but the image is still kicking. Same with this image. I got it on a couple shirts. It's still kicking. This is a tank top. Make sure you look out for me on the gram. We got more videos to come. I'm late. I didn't post yesterday, so I'm gonna post today. Today's Tuesday, so I made this whole video and edited this video in one day. So that's why it's kind of rushed on the fly. But I'm just trying to explain there's more than one way of making t-shirts, and people should broaden their horizons on the t-shirt thing, because it costs a lot of money to get a screen print setup. Even though that, like, I have a screen print setup, I saved money for it and I bought it, I don't use it anymore because it's a waste of space. I'm trying to get rid of it. Same, you know, the machine in the back, I don't even know if you can see. So the machine in the back cost me about $200 to $220, roughly to $200 to $220. I made that money back 5 times over, 10 times over, 1,000 times over, you know. And it's a one-man thing. Screen printing, sometimes you need 2-3 dudes helping you. This way it's easier. One man, it's a one gig show. So I want to say thank you for watching, thank you for liking. And we're out here usually Mondays and Fridays. So my camera has 2 minutes left on the battery. It's about to die. Just hit that subscribe button and make sure you look out for the new videos. It's usually Monday and Friday. Thank you for watching. Sneezy.